Happy hump day. Hey y'all, what's good? Thank y'all for being here. Yes, I hope you guys are having a great morning. Pardon my sunglasses because the sun is super duper bright today, but it is me, it's Caramel. It's me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's go ahead and do my disclaimer right quick. Everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion, and it is used for entertainment purposes only and for fair use, okay? Yes, so now we got that out of the way, let's talk. Can we talk? Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. You safely made it to work or wherever you're going this morning. You got your coffee or your tea or whatever pick-me-up you use. Hopefully not the powdered donuts before you go to work. Because Lord, child, we do not want the drug testing, honey. We having nobody out here with no job. Y'all know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all be doing at home, child. So I don't know who I'm talking to. Yeah, thank y'all so much for joining the live this morning. Also, we did a pop-in video yesterday just to catch everybody up before we get into today's news. We did a pop-in video yesterday with some really good topics. Caramel kind of went off just a little bit, child, because y'all know certain topics I'd be very passionate about. I appreciate you guys supporting that video as well. For those of you that did not get to see it, go ahead on over there and check it out, and go ahead and hit that like button. For those of you that's been following us for quite some time, and you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that as well, because hey, you've been hiding in the bushes much too long. Go on and follow on out the tree, child, and come on down out the tree house and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and join us, because y'all know you enjoy it. Obviously, if you over here every day, I see people saying, I've been watching your show for quite some time. Somebody hit me yesterday, said, I've been watching your show for quite some time. I haven't subscribed yet. Okay, I appreciate the support from afar, but come on in, you family now. You've been watching for quite some time and you haven't hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and do it. What you waiting on? It's obvious that you enjoy the content over here. Okay, yeah, we're family. We are family over here. So yes, thank y'all for joining and doing what you do. All right, yes. All right, let's go ahead and get on into our celebrity news. We don't have a lot because I want to get right on into what we're going to talk about today. All right, so celeb news begins with our girl, congratulations to Miss Serena Williams. And you guys saw this on my community wall. I posted the pictures for those of you that follow me like that on my community wall on my YouTube page. Serena Williams, she is expecting her second baby, you guys, with her husband. Yeah, what's his name? Ohanian or something like that. Yeah, so they are expecting their second baby. She is very big pregnant. She may be like 7-8 months. She's out there, and she looks great. So congratulations to tennis star, honey, Serena Williams. And she's doing something right over there, baby. She's sitting on that second child now. So great job, honey. Go ahead and knock it on out, baby. Her daughter that she already has is beautiful. So I already know this next baby is going to be just as beautiful, okay? So shout out to you, honey, and congratulations to you on your new bundle of joy. All right, moving right along. The next person we want to talk about, we've talked about this person before. I already reported it. I just wanted to do an update. Comedian, singer, actor Jamie Foxx, you guys, is still in the hospital, okay? He is still in the hospital, guys. Continue to still pray for him. They're saying that one of his really close friends went to visit him and was just kind of in a state of shock in terms of the state that he is in, just laying up there. They're saying that he's kind of responding. They were saying that he was, responding, but not like he should. He's still in the hospital. He's not well enough to be released. He still has a lot of, stuff going on. They were trying to say that he had a brain bleed when he kind of went off on set. You guys know he collapsed. They had to call paramedics to come and get him. They ran all kind of tests on him, and it's very serious. His health is in very serious condition right now. But he is in a hospital in Atlanta. They did not disclose which one because we don't want everybody running up there trying to be getting a glimpse and disturbing his, his getting better. We'll say it that way. We don't want that. But he is still in a hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. So his friends are soliciting prayers, saying still please pray for him that he you know, continues to come around. It's like a slow process in terms of what he's dealing with. It's so sad. I really hope that he's able to bounce back completely, like I said the other day, from this condition, because my God, he has so much talent. I really do. I really hope he can come out of this and still be able to sing, play piano, get on the comedy stage and do some stand-up comedy and just be his normal self. So prayers to him, and I really hope that he come on up out of this thing, y'all, because y'all know prayer works. We know, y'all know we talk about it over here all the time. Prayer works. So continue to pray for him. His friend, one of his good friends in Hollywood, said they went to visit him and was in tears to see the condition of him laying up there, not able to do anything, you guys. I mean, he can, you know, he can somewhat, they said, respond, but he's not 100%. And yeah, it's so sad. My God. He was, as you guys know, he was hospitalized on April the 11th, okay, for this particular condition that he's dealing with after he collapsed on the set. He was filming a Netflix movie after he got upset about something on set and started going off on everybody, and like I said, he collapsed, and this happened on April the 11th. We are now in May and he's still in there. Okay, he is still in the hospital, so y'all pray for him. As y'all know, when it initially happened, he was unresponsive for like weeks. He wasn't responding for like weeks, and then he did like a little turnaround to where they said he was responding. So they're saying he's still somewhat responding, but he's still not in the greatest condition to be sent home. He's not well enough to be sent home as of yet. So prayers for him, prayers for his daughter, who he's very close to, who initially announced, please pray for my dad, when it happened, because nobody really knew what was going on until she actually mentioned it. Okay, so it's so sad. My God, you could be here one day and you just never know. I always say a prayer before you leave your house, because you never know from one second to the next what could happen. You will make sure that you're covered. He has a lot of people praying for him. Obviously, he knows God, and he, you know, I saw some videos of him. I went back on YouTube and was looking at some videos where he was singing the song, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." I said, see, he got that church in him. So he know about the Lord. So he may not be able to fully, you know, speak and respond or whatever, but, you know, God handles the matters of the heart. I'm pretty sure he's kind of talking to God in his own way, and I'm sure he hears him. So in addition to everybody else praying for him, I know he's speaking to God in his own way. Okay. Oh, he was singing that song. I was like, you better sing. You could tell you've been to church. You could tell he been to church. I was like, okay, Jamie, you better sing in here. But yeah, so y'all continue to pray for him, okay? Definitely. Let's move on. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, and I want to kind of go full circle with this for Love and Marriage Huntsville, for those of you that are fans, which most of you are that follow me on my lives. You guys, the TV deets for this past episode, like I was saying yesterday, the lowest rating of the season. Well, really of every season. This is the lowest rating of the entire season of this show, of every season that they've ever had. And it's only 6. We're on season 6. Okay, so season 6, episode 4 was the lowest rating, as I spoke about yesterday. 232,000 views for that episode. I said, damn. Now, I know a lot of people were saying that their DVR did not record it. That could have had something to do with why the ratings were very low, but the ratings have been low the entire season anyway. So, I mean, we can kind of blame that on that, just because. That did keep a lot of people from watching, because there was certain, I saw a lot of comments where a lot of people saying it didn't record on my DVR here, or I didn't pick the show up episode 4 here because something was going on, or it was reading it as episode something else, and they were thinking that it didn't record. So it's weird. I don't know what the hell was going on with the actual network and why it was doing that. But a lot of people did not get to actually see the show, so they relied on the review of the content creators that cover it, which y'all know I do, and I usually do my review on Sundays at 8 p.m. So thank you guys for coming over and checking that out. I was happy to be able to do it. So yeah, and I had to cram it too. Oh God, because y'all know I went out there Saturday night, so I had to cram and still got my review out. So I'm happy that you guys were still able to find out what was going on that episode. The season, I keep saying the season has been boring as hell. They got to pick it up. They got to figure out something else, because it's just not giving, y'all. It's not giving it. I used to really be excited on Saturdays when Love and Marriage Huntsville come on, and I don't feel that way anymore. I just be like, blah, blah, blah. I know I got to review the show for my Caramelians and or followers, but I don't be excited to watch this show anymore like I used to be. I really used to be like, oh, it's Saturday. I be counting down like, oh, Love and Marriage Huntsville about to come on Saturday. Oh, I cannot wait. And I don't feel like that anymore. So when I watch it, I just be like, okay, it's boring, y'all. It's boring. And the reason for it is because people don't want to film with everybody on this damn show. People don't really like each other. They're forced to be acting like they like each other. I told y'all yesterday where Carlos gave him an ultimatum. You guys get along on set or you're not going to have a job. And that's sad. That's sad. That's got to be the worst feeling ever. For people that have done very snaky, crazy stuff to you, you got to, you know, smile and act like you like these people when you know they've done you so wrong and stabbed you in the back. Like Marlo. It's got to be hard for Mel to film with Marlo knowing that he helped in the demise of her marriage in terms of helping Martell cheat with Ariane. Like, she knows these things. Like, you were taking stuff over to Ariane for Martell to help him cheat with this girl. So it's got to be hard for her to have to shake hands with him and speak and be around him and him acting fake. Hey, Mel, how you doing? Like, really? You know how I'm doing. So it's crazy that he would tell them you guys have to get along and you know. And that's all it was this season. I said the other day, and when I did my review, it's weird seeing her hugging Tisha, because from the reunion you could clearly see that they hated each. Well, not hate, that's such a strong word, but they don't see it for each other. They don't see it for each other. So it was weird seeing them kind of embracing and hugging. And Tisha, I think Tisha forgot that they supposed to have been faking, because in the last episode, y'all, she walked right past Mel after Mel came to see Kimmy at the office. Y'all remember? When Mel was raking that chicken salad in her mouth, baby, I told y'all Mel gonna eat if she don't do nothing else. But Tisha, I think she forgot that they supposed to been playing nice, and she walked her ass right by Mel while they was giving goodbyes, and looked thrown the back when Mel hugged her. I was like, something there. It's something there. That's how you know that it's not authentic. And Mel, she's trying to play along and get along, honey, and do her job. This is a job for her. Because she already told y'all after they stopped filming, she don't fool with nobody. There ain't nobody getting invited to the house for no sips of wine. And she ain't sitting up on the phone trying to catch up and find out how y'all day is. She ain't fooling with y'all. She shut it completely down. She blocked numbers. Y'all know that. Everybody that follow her knows that. Okay? But I think that the ratings are tanking the way that they are, because people are pretty much kind of over this show. They're just, it's hanging on by a thread. And a lot of people are questioning, is this the last season for this show? I've been looking at a lot of comments. As I told y'all, I read the comments because that lets you know how the people feel about certain situations. Okay? And the majority of what I've seen, a lot of people saying they think that this show is going away. A lot of people saying, I don't even watch no more. A lot of people are still saying they're on the blackout. Still hear a lot of people and or reading a lot of people's comments as to where they're saying that they think that this show is on its last leg and out of here on this season. By being the 100th episode, they're saying this may be it. So, and then you see a lot of people that are saying they're trying to support the show, but it's just mad boring and they're sick of it. And they're tired of the BS and drama that's going on this season so far and past seasons. So we'll see. And then a lot of people saying they don't want to see Martell. They're tired of seeing Martell on this show. I feel the same way. Okay? I feel the same way. I don't feel like he should be on a platform to be parading around with everything that he has going on. I think he needs to take a time out to heal and figure out what the hell is going on with him. And that's going to take a while, baby, because it's a lot of demons up in there. Do you hear me? It's a lot of demons for him. But maybe it's, I don't know. And this is Mel's baby. Like I said, I don't want to see this happen, because she was saying when God tells her to leave this show, she doesn't have any plans right now to leave the show. But it would be very sad for OWN to get rid of the damn show, because the ratings are not giving what it needs to give. I mean, they got to have certain ratings. They got to have certain stipulations in order to keep the show on the air. So if they're not meeting those guidelines and or stipulations for this particular network and or the show, that could happen, y'all. And that would be very sad for Melody. But y'all know Melody always has several irons in the fire. This is not her only source of fame and or taking care of her bills. She has several businesses, lucrative, that are doing well. So if this show doesn't make it, she's going to be fine. She has a whole production company. She can start up something else. Okay? And I said yesterday, I feel like that is the reason why Carlos King is acting so shady the way that he is in promoting Martell, because I think Martell have had some pillow talks with him in terms of things that's going on with Mel, because you know he's watching everything that she does. and feeding all this information over to Carlos since he talks to him every day. Okay, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. He said he talks to Carlos every day, so he's telling Carlos all Melody's business because he's watching her. And he's jealous of the fact that she's able to bounce back as she has after this marriage, and he has not. So the fact that she's selling out of everything and he's selling nothing, that bothers him. So Carlos has solicited himself to go around on all these tours to help Martell try to rebuild himself and try to make some money too. But it's not going to work. People are not supporting him, don't want to support him. All that grand marshal bullshit he was doing was all fake. They don't see it for him. So it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Carlos does not figure out another way to get his show, honey, on the road, baby. This show it's gonna be gone. I promise you. It's gonna be gone. It's sad because this is the number one. It's supposed to be the number one show on OWN. A lot of people are not excited about this damn show no more, and I'm one of them. I love me some Melody Cherie, but the direction of this show, if they would have kept it at the way that it was supposed to be in the beginning, which was about business, which is about, you know, showing black businesses and the success of black business people, which now we find out they're really not business people. It was all a farce. It's a bunch of bullshit. Melody seems to be the only black business person who is legit. I ain't heard nothing negative about her yet. But everybody else is in and out of court where they ain't got no license, and I'm like, yo, I can't take it serious when I know all this stuff. And y'all know I stay digging. How can I take this show serious when I'm seeing all these things in the background with people not really owning businesses that they're saying they're owning? They're not really, like the Scots are saying they're building this hotel, and then to find out that there's a whole halt on this job and they're not building. It makes me kind of question. It kind of makes me kind of question them. And then I don't take your storyline serious. And then when I'm watching, in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is bullshit. So that's how I be feeling, y'all. And I know some of you guys feel the same way too. So like I said, a lot of people have started watching the content creators, which have dropped the ratings. They're not watching the show, but they're watching the YouTube content creators that cover the actual show. Okay. And I appreciate it. But let's go ahead and talk about the TV deets, okay? Because I do have them. For episode 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, as you guys know, was this episode that began with Betty Wooden Tooth Steel, which is Stormy's mama, honey. When her ass was on there, sitting up there with Stormy acting mean as hell. She was on that episode for episode 1. They only raked in 288,000 viewers for that particular episode. Episode 1, okay? All right, so then for episode 2, which premiered on April the 17th, they only raked in 353,000, which they said was the highest ratings so far for season 6. All right, that's the highest ratings. Episode 2 is the highest rating so far for this season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, so episode 3, which aired on April the 22nd, they're saying raked in 340,000. All right, for the season of season 6. All right. So this past episode, as I just told you a while ago, raked in 232,000, which is the season's lowest, which was where they had Tisha's meeting, okay, where she's sitting up there lying her ass off and didn't know what the hell she was talking about. So 232,000 for that particular episode. So the show has not so far this season been doing well at all. Those are very low ratings, as a matter of fact, for a show that is supposed to be #1 on the OWN network. Okay, because before they were getting like 600 and something thousand and 500, and it was up there. If you go back and look at the deets, TV deets for seasons 1 through, I want to say 3 or 4. Yeah, well, let's say 3. 1 through 3, they were high, and it started to dwindle down as the seasons began to, you know, continue, because a lot of people started peeping bullshit, and then the situation with Wanda bullying and trying to jump on Mel and stuff, people are like, yeah, nah, I'm good on that. I don't want to watch this bullshit no more. So we'll see what it's giving, y'all. Hopefully things will turn around. If not, the show will be going away, unfortunately. For those of you that love the show, I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. They're gonna have to make some changes. They're gonna have to make some changes. You're gonna have more meetings, and not just about, hey guys, y'all get along or your ass is gonna be fired. It's gonna have to be some changes. So people gonna need to be moved around. So people gonna need to be fired. You're gonna have to do what you got to do. There's no friends in business. We talked about it. Carlos, you two buddy with Martell. You cannot be that buddy, but you the boss. You should not be having that much of a interest in your workers. You hanging too much with the workers. That's not a good look, sir. And it's starting to become so much so until you cannot do your job the way you need to do it because you're picking favorites. Martell is his favorite, obviously. He said it in an interview. They said, who is your favorite of the cast? He was getting ready to say Martell, but then Martell said Melody Holt. Y'all know he always said Melody Holt. He was getting ready to say Martell. But Martell yelled out, oh yeah, it's Melody Holt. Melody's his favorite. Lies. Lies. Melody is not his favorite. His favorite is Martell. I promise you. If you talking to him every day, he don't talk to Mel every day, and I promise you that. But he does talk to Martell every day. He sure does. He sure does. Martell let it slip out at the reunion. Me and Carlos talk every day. I talk to you every day, and you didn't this and you didn't that. I was like, why y'all talking every day? I get along very good with my boss, but I don't want to talk to her every day. Period. And not because I don't like her like that. I mean, I leave work at work. Now, I'll see you when I get back to work. I don't want to talk to you outside of work unless there's some type of an emergency to where I can't come to work. That's the only time I need to call you outside of work. If there's an emergency and I cannot make it to work and I'm not coming to work, I will call you ahead of time to let you know I'm not going to be there so that so you guys can go and cover what you need to cover. But other than that, nah, I don't need to call you to talk about my life, what I ate for breakfast and what I'm doing with my life. I'm about to go shopping. I don't need to talk to you about that. I don't care to talk to you about that. Child, no, don't, no, period. Let's move on, honey. Okay, yeah, so I was looking at something yesterday where I felt was totally disrespectful. Okay, I felt this was disrespectful as hell. Well, I saw with Marlo, you guys, from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Marlo Hampton, you guys, let's talk about her, where she questions Kandi's motherhood. And I don't think that a person who is not a mother should even be speaking on someone else's motherhood because you have not even indulged in what it takes to be a parent. Being a parent is hard work. That's a second job. For those of you that have children, I'm a mom, so I know what it is. That's a very sensitive subject when a person is doing everything that they can to provide for and make sure that their family is good, and then another person who ain't even a parent or know what it takes to be a parent have so much to say and or scrutinize what a real parent and or boss is doing in terms of handling their business. I think that you don't have that jurisdiction because you don't have a clue what it takes. Now I see that you have your nephews that you're watching and are taking care of that you threw out for 30 days because they got on your damn nerves. That's not what a parent does. Hence the reason I said you don't know what it takes to be a parent. Children are going to be good one day. Children are going to be bad. My son get on my nerves thoroughly some damn days. And I told y'all, if you follow me on Facebook, my husband bought my son some damn drums. Guys, my son was beating the hell out of them drums in the house. And y'all know, baby, when you get further up in age, certain things irritate you a little bit more than it did when you was in your 20s. Maybe it wouldn't have bothered me as much in my 20s as it does now that I'm in my damn 40s. My late 40s at that. I don't want to hear no fucking drums. But for the simple fact that's my son, and child, he's trying to learn how to play the drums. That might be something that could take him somewhere, someday. I tolerate it up to a certain point, and then you got to put the fucking drums up because, you on my last nerve, and then I ain't got no more. And then I'm snapping, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? But going back to what I was saying, oh my God, y'all, he was beating the hell out of them drums. Just thinking about it is making me cringe. I was like, bitch, why would you buy my son some drums to be beating him in the house like this, Jesus? I was like, oh God, somebody come pick me up. I promise I'll get in. I'll introduce myself later. Like, we'll introduce later. For real. Yeah. Fuck stranger danger at this point. Forget stranger danger. I'll introduce myself later. Please come pick me up and get my ass up out of this house with these damn drums. But, that's how I was feeling, y'all. For real. But on a serious note, Marlo, honey, Marlo has been a friend of, okay, and a pick over her entire life, including on the show. And I said the other day, I don't feel like she would have gotten her peach if Nene would have still been on this damn show. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it, for real. I don't feel like she would have gotten a peach. But I feel like Marlo has a lot of issues within herself that she has not worked out, that she's been through in her life. So she tries to push it off on other people, and she comes for other people who she feels intimidated by. Clearly, she's intimidated by Kandi. She's intimidated by Kandi because she stays coming for her. And every interview that she goes on, she has Kandi's name in her mouth. Now, I'm not a fan of Kandi's music and how she sings, but that's irrelevant. When it comes to her being a businesswoman, I got to give her that. She is a businesswoman in every sense of the word. She's also a mother. Now, she's a working mother. She is the provider. She's the sole provider. Granted, Todd does work. He's home a little bit more with the kids. And that's the arrangement that they put together, and that works for them. I'm not going to speak on that because that's not my business. But what I will say is I feel like it's wrong for Marlo to sit her ass in interviews and speak on that as if you know the dynamic of what they actually spoke about and the fact that they are cool with that decision. That's not your place to speak on that. Okay? People who are real bosses, who are in the double digits and the millionaire, they don't sit at home. Bosses don't sit at home. They are on the go. They're busy. Kandi cannot sit at home. Now, and I know she feels, guilty to the fact that she can't be there like she wants to be for her children because she has to work so damn much. She's touring. She's running businesses. She got several restaurants. She's doing a play. Every time you turn around, she's doing something. So I feel like it's wrong for Marlo to sit on platforms when she's supposed to be promoting Real Housewives of Atlanta that's getting ready to come back this Sunday, as a matter of fact. Okay, to say that she doesn't feel like Kandi is a great mom because she don't never have her kids and she's never with her children. How do you know that? Do you live with her? Are you in the bushes with the binoculars and seeing when her car pull up or leave the house to know where she's at? That's stupid as hell. Why are you so invested in somebody else's life? It's so crazy. It's giving obsession. That's what it's giving me. So, as I was saying, Kandi is a self-made businesswoman. She's been making money since she was in high school. She has several successful businesses, including her group. They're touring. These are things that she has to do in order to take care of her family and survive. She also takes care of several family members as well. She talked about it. Several family members she also takes care of financially. So she got to get out there and get it. That's on period. Now, she was saying that Kandi don't never have her kids, like I was saying, and she has all these family members that step in and be keeping her kids while she don't never be there. Well, that's the setup that she arranged for her children. Her children know who she is. I'm sure they do. Her daughter, her oldest daughter, Riley, is in college to become an attorney. So she's doing something right. She's doing something right. And I don't feel like it's Marlo's place to even speak on that. After you got upset with your own nephews that you took on because her sister, you guys know, has a drug problem. She's in some type of rehab, and then when she did have the opportunity to come home and get her sons, she chose not to. We saw that on the show, to where her sons were crying because they wanted their mom. They finally wanted their mom to come home and be a mom, and she chose to stay in the facility that she was in. Okay? So Marlo is keeping these kids, and they got on her nerves. So for 30 days, Marlo kicked these boys out of her house to go and stay with her sister, who was also struggling. You were so happy to tell everybody, oh, I'm going to be an auntie, a mom to you. I think that's what she called it, a mom tea, when her uncle's coming, because she wanted to feel, this whole motherhood thing. So she's built her storyline around that. But then on national television, you kick these boys out who are already traumatized from not having their mother there and seeing their mother going through having drug issues and the lows and the highs. They love their mother, but it was unstable for them. So then you take on the responsibility of giving them a stable environment. Then you kick them out for 30 days to where they got to go to your sister's house and struggle where she's struggling. That was not a good idea. But then you question someone else's motherhood. And you sit on interviews and you judge successful women and question their motherhood when you're not even a mother. You swallowed your babies. If I can be raw this morning, you're not a mother. That was raw. That was kind of raw. That hit different. But it's the truth. You're not a mother. You swallowed your children. And I'm going to say it because it's raw. Raw over here. I don't give a hot damn. And I hope nobody hop in my comments on no BS. That's the truth. Period. Period. I said it. I said it. You cannot question somebody else's motherhood when you're not a mother. You have hopped all over and did what you had to do in Hollywood to achieve certain things. So you're not one to speak on anybody. I'm going to drag her ass a little bit this morning. I hope nobody's offended, because it's the truth. If you don't like the truth, this is a great time. Trigger warning. This is a great time for you to click away. Because we're going to be a little raw right now. I'm sorry. It's hump day. Marlo is intimidated by successful women, okay, who don't have to result in escorting. I'll say allegedly, but it's been confirmed. But we'll say allegedly. Who don't have to escort, who don't have to result in escorting, okay, in order to eat and get corns from their red bottoms to be able to be braggadocious on things that you have and you've acquired by being on your back. Kandi did not acquire her wealth by being on her back. She worked for it. Period. Yeah. Yeah. So you had to degrade yourself to be in the position that you're in. Kandi worked for the things that she has to be able to have something to show for. She got her millions on her feet. You got yours on your back. That's a difference. Period. There's a difference. She got hers on her feet. You got yours on your back. Oh, God. And Kandi also helped you on the show. You went to Kandi, you was all in her face asking her, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? As soon as she helped you get on, you turn around and stab her in the back. That's not a great friend. That shows that you've been watching her and that you've been plotting all along to comfort her and try to tear her down because of your jealousy towards her. That's all it is. You got people that's like that. They secretly hate your guts, but they know you got the connections that they need to get to where they need to go. So they play nice with you so that you can help catapult them to the place they're trying to go to. Then they show them truth. Then they show their true selves and be snaky and be conniving and be real bitchy towards you. And that's what Marlo is doing. Every interview, you got this girl name in your mouth, being negative towards her. And she ain't doing interviews about you. She's handling her business and minding her business. But you so pressed and you talking about her like you want her. Every time you turn around, it's Kandi this, Kandi that. Why are you talking about this girl like that? Girl, bye. Jealousy is a disease. Get well, bitch. Get well. Get well. You need to see a therapist. You need to get all that up out of you, sis. And figure out why it is you hate on other women that's successful. It takes work. There's women out here who choose to work for what we want and not lay on our backs. Ain't nothing wrong with having red bottoms. But if you got to lay on your back to get them, don't sit here and be mad at the other woman because they work hard. That's what real women do. I'm not going to degrade myself for no red bottoms. I'm not going to be on my back for no Birkin bag. We're not going to do that. But what I will do is go out here and hustle and do what I need to do as a woman and work and get it. So that I don't have to lower myself and my integrity as a woman, as a boss woman, to say I got something in the wrong way. Red bottoms hurt anyway. They hurt your feet. They cute, but they hurt your feet. Real talk. Yeah, you look like you got it. You know, you like you balling like that because you prancing around in some damn red bottoms. But your pinky toe, the bitch feel like it's about to fall off when you got them on. Period. I'm just saying. Your pinky toe, baby, when you take your shoe off, you got to look in your shoe and be like, damn, is my pinky toe still in the bitch? Because I can't feel it right now. That's why they call them bloody shoes. I see it in there. Because, bitch, they hurt. Your feet be screaming in them mugs. But you look good. You don't feel so good, but you look good. You got to take some slides with you when you wearing red bottoms, baby. And I don't care how many times you wear them bitches and break them out. And y'all know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. You better take you some bedroom shoes or some slides or some flip-flops or something. Them feet gonna be screaming. Your feet gonna be on that shit. With some red bottoms. I'm just saying. Anybody that owns some red bottoms, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Them bitches hurt. But you be looking, you be serving for the gods, baby. Bitch, you gonna need a podiatrist when you take them bitches off. Just know it. You gonna need it. Oh, God. Baby, you better look in that red bottom and find your baby toe print when you take them off. That's all I'm saying. You better look in there. That's where your baby toe gonna be in that shoe. It's gonna be in your shoe when you take them off. Let's move on from the red bottoms, child. Y'all feel me? But as I was saying, Kandi actually helped Marlo in terms of getting on this show and helped her get a peach as well, from what I'm hearing. And then you turn around and allow your jealousy to make you show your true colors, which is every color in the damn crayon box, Marlo. According to these interviews that you've been doing, ma'am, it's showing that you are a hater. You are a hater, and you ain't not even trying to hide it. She's not even trying to hide the fact that she's a hater, y'all. Most people who haters like that, they don't really be so out with it like Marlo is. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy. The fact that you would continue to be putting bullet points and criteria on others when you have none. That's my thing. I don't understand it. And we ain't got to do a whole rundown of what Kandi is known for in terms of business and her success. We ain't got to do that. Everybody already know. Everybody already know where she get her money and how. This girl been making money since she was a child. That's old. We call it old money. She got old money. Marlo, you out here having to date old men in Hollywood just so you can eat and pay bills. And what you get out of the deal? A townhome and some red bottoms and Birkin bags. Dating old ass men. So you trolling the nursing homes in Hollywood for old ass men with money so that you can say that you got this or you got that. And now you resort into selling old ass used clothes to continue to pay your bills. You are trolling the nursing homes for men to eat applesauce 3 times a day in that bitch so that your ass can be out here paying your bills, and you have the audacity to talk about somebody else who is working and who don't be allowed to be home with their kids like they want to because they choose to make a coin. Say, all Kandi worry about is chasing the bag. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? She going there to get it now so that her children can be comfortable later on, so that she can be comfortable later on. She's young. Why not go out there and make a bag? With the amount of businesses that she has to have the revenue in order to make them run. It takes money to make money. So while you sitting on your ass counting her bag and what she's doing and how she's making her money, you need to be focused on how you gonna get your money and not on your back. That's getting old. You getting on up there. You in your what, 50s? You're gonna have to figure out another way to create a legacy. You've created your legacy thus far on your back, Marlo. Period. I'm just saying. Don't be mad at another woman because you see them out here bossing up and getting it. Take some notes. Instead of being mad at her and hating, take some notes. Those are people you want to hang around that's out here getting it. Figure out how she does what she does. She's very smart, business-wise. Rub shoulders with her and figure out how she's getting it and how she's putting these things together, and start you some businesses so that you don't have to rely on a man to take care of you. That speaks volumes to the type of woman you are and your upbringing. Your mother wasn't there for you when you were a child, so you're mad at Kandi because she has that family dynamic. Granted, her mama is crazy and mean as hell, but she's there for Kandi. She's there for Kandi. So you are jealous because Mama Joyce and what they call it, the OLG, which is her aunts, they are a family dynamic and they do everything together. So you look at them and, oh, that she, all her family watch her kids, and that's all you are mad because you don't have that. That's all it is. That's all it is. You don't have an aunt that you can rely on to come over there and sit down and shoot the breeze and cook a meal and have that whole family dynamic. You don't have it. Marlo grew up in the system, and nothing against anybody that grew up in the system. This girl was bounced, and she talked about it a little bit at the reunion one time on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She bounced from house to house to house in the system, where she was saying that certain things that she went through that she didn't want to talk about. It kind of made her emotional. You could tell it was still a soft spot for her. Okay? Then you look at somebody like Kandi, who got signed as a child and was making millions as a child in high school, and is now the person that she is, this businesswoman. You're intimidated by that. You're mad because you had a rough life and she really didn't have to suffer like that. So you try to diminish her as a businesswoman and as a woman, period, because you're mad that your life sucked and hers don't. She can't help the way she grew up. She can't help that her family was a tight-knit family. You can't help the way that you grew up and that your mother wasn't there for you as she should have been. But don't get mad at somebody else because they had a normal life and then tear them down in interviews. That makes you look like a sucky person. It just does. That's very low vibrational of you. Marlo is dangerously in love with tearing other women down, if I could say it that way. I got to put a little Beyonce in there. Marlo is dangerously in love with destroying other women because she's destroyed. And it's sad. It's very sad. Very sad. She's very attention seeking and she needs to get over it. Get over it. You owe that girl an apology for doing that. Hopping your ass on interviews and talking negatively about that girl when she helped you get where you are. If it wasn't for Kandi helping get you on this show and helping you get a peach and speaking up for you and Todd, Kandi and Todd, help Marlo get a peach to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you turn around and talk junk and even talk about Todd, saying that Todd get a allowance and all this stuff from Kandi. Girl, are you serious? That is her husband, something that you don't know anything about. There you go again. There you go again. I'm always with Michael and William. You should be, bitch. You don't work. Where else would you be? You should be with Michael and William, your nephews. You should be, because you're not working. You waiting on Real Housewives of Atlanta, the Bravo cameras to pop up and film you, while Kandi is on tour. There's a difference. There's a difference. Girl, get off my TV with that outlandish bullshit. Please. Please get off my TV with that. Please get off my TV with that bullshit. Let's move on, child. I'm going to skip that because I did talk about it a little bit yesterday. Oh, Lord, somebody had an accident. I hope they're all right. Oh, Jesus. I ran across something I was watching last night, and I said I want to talk about it. I watched Ayala's Fix My Life. It was an old episode, and I'm surprised I hadn't seen it because I thought I saw all her episodes because I love that show, where she sat down with Sheree Whitfield. And I said, God, Lee, watching this, now it makes sense to why Sheree does the things that she does with men and why she's still holding on to this bullshit with Martell. It makes all the sense in the world when I saw it, because her mentality back then is the same mentality that she has now. Sheree is about appearances just like Martell is, and that's why they click and it works between the two of them. Sheree is all about appearances. Okay? She don't like to look a certain way, so she does things in order to keep herself looking like she ain't really struggling and on the struggle like that. That she wants people to think that she's good, but deep down she's tore up inside. Okay? And I took an interview. Now, Ayala had a sit down with Sheree Whitfield, y'all know from Real Housewives of Atlanta, in an old clip, like I was saying, that I ran across. So Sheree reveals that when she married Bob, you guys, that Bob stayed out of the house for, I think she said 2 days after they came back. She said for the first and the second night after they returned from the Cayman Islands, after they got married. So they got married and they went to the Cayman Islands, I want to say for like a honeymoon or whatever. When they returned home, she said the first and second night of that, he stayed gone from the house, didn't call, didn't nothing. She didn't know where the hell he was. She was calling him, he didn't answer the phone. I said, damn, already? And y'all just got married? She said she stayed at home crying after she married Bob. but she stayed in the situation because she said she loved him so much and she wanted it to work. Okay? I don't know no women that's stupid like that. I would not have stayed there. You married me and you gone for 2 days and you don't call me and I'm stuck up in this huge damn house. 10,000 square foot house is what they were living in. You don't call me and I'm calling you. You send me the voicemail and then you just come home like nothing ever happened when you do come home and I don't supposed to say nothing about it. And then she said that he had like this room in this house that he would go in and just lock himself in away from everybody, from her. And eventually when they had kids, he was still doing the same thing. So their marriage was weird to me. He didn't want to be around her. He didn't want her. It's like he fell out of love with her before his ass even gave her a chance. Bob didn't really love her like that. And she was saying he mistreated the kids too while they were married, which is so damn crazy. I said, and you stayed in that mess and had more kids with him? So Iyanla asked her about why she needed such a large house. This was during the time that that the chateau was not finished yet, okay? They had the frame of it up, but it wasn't completed. So Iyanla asked Sheree, why do you need such a big house? Why do you need all of this space when you and Bob are no longer together, okay? Sheree replied that it's for my kids. They need a place to live. And Iyanla said, but you could have downsized because your house, she said, your house isn't even finished. Okay? She said, this house is incomplete and so are you. I like the way Iyanla put words together. I was like, you better read. Iyanla said, your house is incomplete and so are you. And you are using things to mask the way you really feel right now. She said, you're hurt. So you're grabbing at things to replace the hurt that you're feeling. Y'all get where I'm coming? I said, damn, this is a good interview. And Sheree kept saying, no, it's for my kids. And Iyanla was saying, no, this house is for you, Sheree. You're building this huge house to keep up appearances. It's for you. And she kept saying, no, it's not for me. It's for my children. It's for my kids. I want a place for my kids to live. So she was willing to go into debt, you guys, trying to build a house that she had to put a halt on because she had no more money to finish it. Plus different contractors that was working on the house, she won't pay them. So they stopped working. The house was just sitting to the point where she was getting fined because it was trash and stuff all out there where the people just stopped working. She didn't have the money to complete it. She really couldn't afford it in the first place because the house had to be in her mother's name as well as her daughter Tiara's name, her oldest daughter. So she really could not afford this house on her own, but she wanted to still create that same lifestyle and that same look that she had with Bob staying in a 10,000 square foot home. Whenever they split up, she wanted to still have that lifestyle when she could not afford it. So you were going into debt for appearances. It's so crazy. So Iyanla replied as to say, but the house, like I said, remains incomplete. And Sheree steady kept going back and forth with her about, no, this is my house. And, you know, and I got the house for my kids. It's not for me. So Sheree and Bob, like I said, they divorced in 2007. Sheree says that she really loved Bob, but he pretty much did what he wanted to do, but she stayed. Okay? Same mess she doing with Martell. Martell doing what he want to do. He's seeing a whole nother woman in Atlanta, sleeping with a whole nother woman. This is public information now. And she's still fooling with him and or going in interviews saying that he is her man and he don't even claim her. But because she's put that out there and she's laid it on so thick that Martell is her man, she won't retract her story because of appearances. She don't want to look stupid. So she still holds on to this, oh, he's my man. And he's in interviews like, nah, Sheree cool and all. She cool, but yeah, no. I'm not trying to be serious with nobody right now. Y'all remember? I'm not trying to be serious with nobody or commit to anybody right now. But in her world, that's her man. It's crazy. Same mess she did with Bob, she's doing right now. I said, wow, this makes sense. This makes sense as to why she does what she does. So, like I said, Sheree likes a certain lifestyle. Okay? And she stayed in a loveless marriage with Bob, who treated her like shit, in order to keep up those appearances. She said, after Iyanla asked her, why did you stay in this? She said, I like the picket fence. I like the lifestyle. I like the friends that I acquired. I like the life. She loved being in that 10,000 square foot home, even though Bob, when he came home, didn't probably say 3 words to her ass and went into his favorite room in the house and locked the door away from her and showed her no attention. So she stayed in it. And there's a lot of women out there to do that. because they want to look a certain way. They want to run in the same circles as rich people and look rich and wear labels. It's crazy, y'all. I was like, girl, Sheree, you need some serious therapy, baby. You need some serious therapy, because that's not normal. That's not normal for you to stay with a man and you see he's mistreating your children and you stay there because you don't want to leave a $10,000 square foot home, and you want to run in the same circles with rich people and football players and that whole lifestyle. It's crazy. I said, I see why her ass is like she is now. But y'all know Sheree does not have an education like that. So she feels like she has to resort to doing stupid shit like that in order to survive. So that's why she stayed with Bob. I said, it makes all the sense in the world now. And she was miserable. She said she cried all the time because he was never there. And Bob was saying that she wasn't supportive in terms of his career, that she didn't even want to come to the games, but she would come to like little outings because, you know, it was celebrities there. So she wanted to rub elbows and meet other celebrities. She liked that part of it, but she didn't even come to his games to support him. And he was mad about that. He said, here I am providing this lifestyle for her, and she don't even support me as a wife is supposed to. So she looks like she was selfish in her own way. And that bothered him. It looked like they needed to have some type of marital therapy, because I said, that shit is so toxic, girl. That is toxic as hell. For you not to support your husband like that? You didn't go to, she said he didn't go to, he said she didn't come to any games to support him. He was mad about that shit. But I said that explains the pattern to why Sheree is the way she is and how she does what she does, okay? So Ayanla asked Sheree, when did you realize that Bob wasn't the one? Sheree said in day 2 of the marriage. So she stayed with him, mind you, for years. She stayed with Bob for years. But she said she realized in day 2 of the marriage that Bob was not the one, all right? She said that she pretended that things with Bob was perfect and that she was happy because she was embarrassed because of how her marriage was and the things that was going on in her marriage. She didn't want people to know that she had just gotten married and that the marriage was a flop and that it was going under. So she stayed and kept up those appearances and made people think on the outside that they were perfect and that they were in love, when inside she was screaming inside. She said she wanted people on the outside to believe that she was happy, okay? And that's what she's doing with Martell. She's not really happy with Martell. Martell offers her nothing. He don't have no money. The only thing he got is clout. He don't offer her anything, maybe but just sex. And that gets old after a while. So you are contorting to being with someone who can offer you nothing when you were with someone who offered you everything, but he wasn't there emotionally and he didn't really love you. But you stayed because you didn't want to maybe live in a 1-bedroom apartment or be poor, like we saw on the show when your son was sleeping on the blow-up mattress on the floor. She didn't like that. She was embarrassed by that. So you stayed because you could stay in a 10,000 square foot home and be screaming and crying all damn day because your husband would be staying gone and was probably with other women on day 2 of your marriage. That's sad. I said, damn, that was quick. So Ayanla said, why did you build such a huge house that you cannot afford? Then ask your husband for all this child support versus using the child support for your kids instead of putting it on this unfinished house. Okay, so the money that she was getting, she was trying to funnel it over to finish this house so that she can keep up this appearance versus using it on her children like she was supposed to. And she kept saying that this house is for my kids. She kept saying that she wanted this house for her kids, which she wanted the house for herself. Ayanla said that the kids can feel safe and secure in a smaller house, Sheree. Says you're building this house and going into debt for yourself for attention, for the attention that this massive house brings you. You want to be able to tell people that that is my house versus living in your, beyond, living within your means. Okay? So she argued back and forth about this house is for my kids, for my kids, for my kids. Meanwhile, your kids, they don't even live there because they're older now. They're away in college. Her oldest daughter don't live with her, even though her name is on the house. Her mother, I think, lives with her. But Ayanla says to Sheree, said, what made you fall in love with Bob? And she was saying that it's the whole fairy tale of what she always dreamed about, of having this rich man and having this lifestyle and the things that he could provide for her. So she fell in love with the jewelry and all the things that Bob could provide, because during that time, he was a hot commodity in the NFL. He was making a lot of money. So she felt like she hit the jackpot when she met Bob. But the relationship sucked. So she was happy to get the gifts and live in a nice home. But Bob was doing his own thing. She had access to things, but she was miserable. And that is why she continued to choose all these ain't shit men after Bob, because of what they could do. She stayed with Tyrone even though he was locked up, because he was providing financially from jail and taking care of her and paying bills for her. Tyrone had millions sitting in jail. So he was able to continue to take care of her and help her financially, you know, while he was locked up. And then when he got out, she felt like she didn't need him anymore. So she kept up those appearances of being happy, but then you crying inside because you're lonely. And that's the same mess that she did with Bob. I said it's a pattern with her in terms of how she chooses men and how she continues to put herself on the back burner and not know her worth. When you don't know your worth, this is what you choose. To put yourself in situations just to make it for appearances, for other people to see you and think that you're so happy and that you have it all and that you know, popping like that, when really on the inside you are screaming and sad and really about to lose it. And you're lonely. And it's so many women out there. And I like to speak to the women. Some of you guys out there, please don't do that. Some of y'all are living that way. You are miserable as hell trying to stay with somebody because they are able to provide for you. But inside you are screaming inside, versus walking out the door and figuring out another way so that you can live your life and be happy and support yourself. And the children are in the middle of that mess as well. So you kept your children in an unstable environment of watching you and your husband arguing, all because you don't want to leave a 10,000 square foot home. It's crazy. All because you want to drive a Porsche. All because you like the jewelry. All because you like to run in the circles of him being with other football wives and go to these lavish parties. It's crazy that you put your children and yourself through that for a man who did not love you, when you realized on day two of your marriage to this person that it was not going to work. He showed you the second day after marrying you that he didn't love you and he didn't want you. Know your worth, women. I brought that up because it needed to be said. It needed to be talked about. Okay? It needed to be talked about. There is no such thing as a hard decision when you know where your values lie. I made some points that I want to read off to you guys. Okay? All right? Toleration is not adoration. All right? Stop tolerating mess just to fit in, to be tolerated by those who don't deserve you or your time. It's called borderline emotional abuse and control. Okay? Yeah. Everything in life is a spectrum. If you continue to operate in unbalanced situations, dysfunction will continue to control your life. All right? Yeah, I don't know who I'm speaking to today, but yeah, okay? I can tell by the first 5 minutes of being with somebody if we gonna click and if I want to be around you. For real, I read energy. When I'm talking to somebody, when I'm around somebody, if I'm giving you my time and I'm around you like that, I can tell within the first 5 minutes if I want to fool with you. And if I pick up on those low vibrational negative energies coming from you, I already know I can't fool with you, because I know I don't want that in my life. So I'm not gonna stay in something for years and years and years to keep up appearances and be unhappy. I'm not going to put myself through that because I know my worth. But when you don't know your worth, that is the type of mess that you continue and allow to be in you. It disturbs your spirit. I don't want to be in a situation where my spirit is disturbed and I have to wake up day after day after day after day and be unhappy, when I can choose happiness over things. I don't allow things to control me. Things fade. Cars break down. Porsches break down. Lifestyles go away. Houses get foreclosed on. But I got to protect my heart and who I am and who I portray myself to be as a woman, okay? Period. My time is valuable, and I don't want to waste it on somebody who don't deserve it. And that goes for all the women out there. Your time is valuable. Value yourself as women. Do not allow someone to devalue you because they feel like they can control you because they have everything. And you don't want to lose everything from leaving this person and living in a lower tax bracket. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to do that in order to keep your integrity and be happy. Don't fall in love with things and be miserable. I don't know who I'm speaking to. Okay. For real. We're living in a world where the world distributes talent, but it doesn't distribute opportunities. But you got to find those opportunities. If it means you going back to school, don't say, oh, I don't have time for that. We make time for things that we want to make time for. If it means you going back to school, if it means you getting a second job to take care of yourself and doing what you got to do, that's what you got to do, especially when you have kids. I don't put limits on my happiness, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just never going to do that. Realize your full potential and flow within your potential to be great. And I'm going to end it at that. Okay? Yeah. So we had some teaching moments today. We had some teaching moments. Okay? Low vibrational and high vibrational don't go together. Period. If you're a high vibrational person, do not be around low vibrational people, because it's gonna lower your vibrationals, if that makes sense. You are what you hang around. If you give a man that much control over you to where he feels like he got you because of things that he possessed, that's control. Sheree was controlled, and she allowed herself to be in that situation because of what other people saw her as. Don't put yourself in that situation, women. Thank y'all so much for joining today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I tried to give you guys some very good topics this morning and act up just a little bit, okay? I may try to do another pop-in today. We'll see if I come across some more stuff, all right? Thank y'all for 708 in the building. We got 414 likes. Go ahead and get the likes up if you didn't hit it on your way in. Please hit it on your way out. Thank you, Moz, for doing such a great job. Also, thank you for any content creators that joined us today for our live, all right? Please go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you did not. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you for the likes as well as the love. All right. You guys enjoy your hump day. We're going to get on out of here. Let's have a great day at work. Love you guys.